So, your business is growing. That's fantastic. And you figured out you need an ERP system to handle it all. But now you've hit the next big fork in the road. Should that system live in the cloud or right there in your own office on premise? In this explainer, we're going to cut through all the jargon and help you figure out the right move for your business. Let's dive in.
Right. You've done the tough part. You've admitted that spreadsheets just aren't going to cut it anymore. But this next choice is a major one. I mean, it's a decision that's going to shape how your company operates for years. And trust me, this isn't just some tech detail. It's a core business strategy.
And here's why it's such a massive deal. This choice hits everything. We're talking about your upfront investment, what your monthly bills look like, who actually controls your most valuable data, and what happens if your internet goes down. It even dictates how much you can tweak the system to fit your needs. It's huge.
Okay, so let's demystify these two paths, shall we? We're going to break down what cloud and on-premise actually mean in the real world without any of the confusing sales pitches.
First up, Cloud ERP. Honestly, the easiest way to get your head around this is to think of it like Netflix, right? You don't own a server farm to watch your favorite show. You just pay your subscription, log in online, and it just works. The vendor takes care of all the complicated tech stuff in the background. It's the same idea here. And here's what that looks like in practice. The vendor hosts everything. You and your team, you just need a web browser. That's it. No hardware to buy, no big software installations, and the best part for some, updates just happen magically. You just pay that predictable subscription fee every month. But of course, there are trade-offs. On the plus side, it's cheap to get started, those monthly bills are predictable, and you can get to your data from anywhere you have internet. But the downsides, well, that subscription fee never, ever goes away. And if your internet connection dies, your business is basically at a standstill. Plus, you get less say in customizations and where your data is physically stored. Now let's switch gears and look at the other path, on-premise. If the cloud is like Netflix, think of on-premise as owning a massive DVD collection. You buy the software license, that's your DVD, and you buy the server to run it on, that's your DVD player. Everything is physically there, in your building, totally under your lock and key. And this is what that ownership really means. You pay a big one-time fee for the software license. You buy and maintain the actual physical servers. Your IT people do the installation, and here's the kicker. You are responsible for everything. Backups, security, updates, it's all on you. You own the whole shebang, for better or worse. So the trade-off here is pretty much the mirror opposite of the cloud. The massive advantage is control. Total, absolute control over your data. You don't need the internet to run your business, and you can customize the software as much as you want. But that control comes with a seriously steep price tag, a huge upfront cost, and the need for your own IT experts to manage it all. All right, enough with the concepts. Let's talk about the one thing that matters to every single business owner, money. How do these two models really stack up when you look at the bottom line over time? Let's crunch some numbers. Okay, check this out. The difference right out of the gate is just staggering. Going with an on-premise solution can cost you over 4.5 million LKR more upfront. That's because you're buying all the servers and gear yourself. That is a major capital expense that a lot of businesses just can't swallow. But, and this is a big but, here's where this story takes a fascinating turn. This chart shows the total cost over 5 years for a small business. You can see the cloud starts way cheaper, but those monthly fees, they add up fast. After 5 years, in this scenario, the on-premise option actually ends up being cheaper. That big head at the beginning can turn into real savings down the road. So, with all these competing factors, cost, control, convenience, how in the world are you supposed to decide? Well, don't worry. We're going to walk through a really simple framework to help you find the perfect fit for your specific situation. Okay, think of this as a simple scorecard for your business. Let's just run through it. For example, if your upfront budget is tight, give yourself 2 points for cloud. But if you absolutely have to be able to work when the internet is down, that's 2 points for on-premise. Just go through this list and be really honest about what your business truly needs. All right, did you add up your score? Interpreting it is super easy. If you got a high positive score, something like +5 or more, then yeah, the cloud is almost certainly your best bet. If you ended up with a negative score, your need for control and offline access means on-premises is probably the safer choice. And if you're somewhere in the middle, well, you've got options, and it might just come down to your long-term budget. To make this even clearer, let's look at a couple of industries. If you're in manufacturing or finance, you know that operations absolutely cannot stop, and data control is non-negotiable. For businesses like these, the needle almost always points straight to on-premise. The cost is worth it for that level of control. But then you take an industry like services or construction, and the whole equation flips. You've got teams out on job sites working from all over the place. Here, being able to log in from anywhere is a massive win, which makes the cloud the much more practical and, frankly, logical choice. So, after all the charts, the numbers, the scores, what is the one single thing you need to walk away with? Let's boil this entire decision down to its absolute simplest core. At the end of the day, it really just comes down to this. It's a choice between what you value more. On-premise is for businesses that prioritize absolute, unwavering control. The cloud is for businesses that prioritize the sheer convenience of it all. That's the trade-off. And that's why there is no single best option. Don't ever let a salesperson tell you one is just flat out better than the other. It's not true. The only thing that matters is which model is right for your business, your budget, and your team. So, I'll leave you with this one question. As you make your decision, just ask yourself this. What is our number one priority? Is it the immediate convenience and low barrier to entry of the cloud, or is it the long-term, rock-solid control of an on-premise system? Your answer to that single question, well, it's going to tell you everything you need to know.